Welcome to Qumran National Park. It's the entranceway into the Qumran archaeological site. I hate that it's so foggy today, but you might be able to just see a glimpse of the mountains up above there in the background, but the fog has really messed up the view, and it's too bad. Alright, I'm going to try to get you the best view I can of some of the surrounding mountains with the various cave entrances that you'd have. Very difficult to do, but we'll see what we can get here.
Water. It was written not on regular paper, it was written on leather. That's the parchment that you can see here. It's leather of goat or leather of sheep. Simon the tanner, that was his job to get it, to make it, so you can write it. And you write it with ink. Ink you produce from plants. You put it, you dip it in wooden stick and you write it. If you don't write it well, one letter is washed by water or is not written well, you have to use a new one. So it takes a long time to write the scroll of the Bible. Riots in Syria because the Arabs didn't like the idea that they need to establish a Jewish state here in Palestine, and they destroyed and they burned a synagogue in a village in Aleppo. Until this discovery, the oldest documents of the Bible that we had, it was the Codex of Aleppo. Aleppo, it's the Jewish community in Syria, city, and that was about 1,000 years old.
So we came out to the little theater area, and we're walking up toward the main excavations. This will be the remains of the Essene community, with an emphasis on the ritual bathing that they had as a part of their daily life. And you saw the little reproduction of a scribe room. They copied out the scriptures as well. So let's make our way on up to this site. And here are various ruins here up on the site. Coming up on the left is part of the aqueduct that they built to pipe in water. Ritual bathing demands water from a running source, moving source. So they would capture rainwater from up in the mountains, and they would channel it down so they could have it for their ritual bathing. And there, right in the middle center, is part of that aqueduct that piped the water on down to the baths. Here's the ritual bath area with a cistern there in the back. This was behind me. Here's a pool area to the right of what I just showed you. Trying to give you an idea of how deep this thing is. It goes on down in there quite a ways. So with all the ritual bathing that they needed for the community, they had quite an elaborate system and setup for capturing, storing the water, moving it around. A lot of what you see here probably goes into doing that task.
The hill
So here we have cave number 4. This is the main cave that they discovered. Is this the best scroll find that they had here? The first one was the best one, the scroll of Isaiah, 22 foot long, all 66 chapters of the book. And you've probably often seen this picture. I'm going to kind of give you some panorama to give you an idea of how we're seeing this.
These rugged mountains are filled with caves. You'll see up higher there are caves all around where they would live and
This cave also the found scroll
hide.
11 caves. Cave number 1 is over there. 11 caves.
They hid their greatest treasures, which of course were the copies of the Word of God. They hid their treasures in these caves that you see. It's kind of surreal looking with all the fog that we have around here today, but on up around and then coming back down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back and show you how you get to this cave 4. As I move back, you see that's the boundary there, and here's Philip, and he's standing there right by the side, and you just kind of walk over to the edge of this area and look out, and that's cave number 4. There's the group, and we're on our way out. There's quite a few other groups that are here, and trying to make our way. Here again is steps leading down into one of the ritual bathing areas, I guess, and they would walk through and dip themselves down in and come out. They're still excavating this area, and a lot more work to be done. We're actually walking on top of the remains of the city, and there's how we're heading back to the bus.